part is muted. All right, guys. Hello. Welcome to day one of our first ever Outlaws HFX Bootcamp. I'm so excited that myself, Faith Anderson, and Mr. Clayton Sorensen will be showing you guys tonight a breakdown of the ForexFactory.com and the Hourglass overview, which is one of the scanners that we use to take trades off of. And so I'm super excited to share this information with you guys. The Forex Factory is a vital tool along with the news to know what's going to happen every single day when you guys sit down to trade. Now, an example this week, there's a bank holiday all week. Volume is low. It's great to know these things. Clayton's going to go over the Forex Factory quickly. He's going to show you guys what the folders mean. He's going to go through and show you guys if it was positive or negative news. I know a lot of you guys probably don't know that. And then he's going to go over the level of the folder. Okay, so without further ado, Clayton, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night tonight. So I'm super excited for this first ever boot camp for our group. This is amazing. So what I like for the first thing I do in the mornings, before we get going, get trading, even before I even open up anything, is I turn on the news. I actually turn on and look at, Fox Business News. Some people have like Bloomberg in their area too. I just have Fox Business News, and that's just like stock market stuff, analyzing the stock markets and stuff like that. And then I turn on Forex Factory calendar and I go into that and I actually show that. And I actually, when the US stuff has come up, they actually talk about it and actually talk about what it is. So it's kind of helpful of going and seeing what they actually say about it. If it's going to be good news, how much it's going to affect, the dollar, what it's going to actually do to it. Actually affects other pairs that we trade too, because a lot of people don't know that the US actually, the US dollar actually controls like 30 to 40% of other currency pairs. So that actually moves other currency pairs. It actually pumps volume into them. So it does make a difference of what the actual US currency is actually doing. So, and basically like what I'll do, I'll share my screen. We're going to give a quick, I'll go over it, the Forex Factory calendar. This over, there we go. And basically this, I open this up every morning. And just kind of like overview of what is actually going on in the markets, what's going to happen, what's coming up. It tells you like, the market's open at what is it, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock Eastern time. They actually open back up again here. So, so basically, there was already stuff coming out, what I actually do, see if I can get down to it. Basically how for the new people learning how to actually read this, and you want to know, like, there's different colors on here. What are the different colors mean? They all mean something. Like you got the high impact one, the red ones, that one's you really want to pay attention to what it's going to do in the markets, because that one will really affect the markets. The orange medium impact ones are just kind of like use caution. It might not be too bad. It might not make the market shift too bad or get wonky or whatever. Low impact, not really affects the market much. It just kind of, low, really super low. And then especially the gray folders, you really want to watch out. This week we've had a check on bank holiday every day this week. Every single day they're on bank holiday this week. And they're basically like, go click on it on the folder right there. It pulls it up and it tells you exactly what's going on right up here. They got a spring festival going all week long because they are with the yen market, the Chinese market. So they're with the yen market. A lot of people don't know that with the check. So they're going to be on bank holiday all this week. Let me find something here. Here we go. So like here, so for instance, like we had, I don't know what day it is today. or Tuesday today. So like Tuesday, you know, we had stuff coming out 1 o'clock on the euro already. Nothing, no crazy, nothing. Till we got Canadian had a red folder, which this is actually, you know, it didn't hurt the market, because when we go over here and we go back to the top, we got what is the previous, what it was, what it's supposed to be forecasted to, and what the actual is going to come out, you know, when it actually comes out, the actual what it is actually. So basically, when we go back down here to the Canadian, you know, it was forecasted for 0.04, but it was 0.6% was actually a good thing, and it come out a green number. So a green number means actually good in the market. It's not going to affect it. The market will be fine. It'll move fine. So basically, when you get out and have like these red numbers, when, you know, we had construction sendings come out, we had a red number. So it's kind of like a low, medium, really light impact on the market, since it's a yellow folder. I mean, it's not really going to affect the market much. It might a little bit, but like this is not really the manufacturing stuff. It's not really going to affect the markets. You know, it's not going to have a big impact. But that's how you like, and this is what they come out in like 9, you know, this is actual central time where I'm at. So this would 8 o'clock Eastern. So, you know, this news, they would actually talk about this. Like I've been on like Bloomberg in the morning and Fox Business News, and they actually go over and actually talk about what it is, what it's going to be. You know, if people don't realize what it actually is, the best thing is to do what I done a lot, I spent a lot of time at in the mornings, is if I don't know something, you can go in, you know, you kind of say, okay, you know, click on the folder, you know, you can click on these links here, and, you know, kind of tells you what it is. You read through this and actually why traders care about it. What's it going to do? What's going to have the impact on the markets, you know, tells you the, you know, if it's greater forecasted current for the currency. You know, it tells you what it's exactly going to do. If you want to know more about it, go in and actually like Google it. I mean, or, you know, go search it. That's what I did a lot of times, because I wanted more information about this stuff, exactly what it is, because all these come from different information, different places, you know, the Bureau of Labor Status. So, I mean, all this stuff comes from different places in the markets, you know, and a lot of these things are all over the world, all over the United States. It comes from different places depending on what it is, to be honest with you. And like, tomorrow we got stuff right away in the morning. We got a big meeting in the morning too. So the markets might be gonna have to watch the markets tomorrow, you know, and especially with the check ban, you know, at night with the yen, you know, so you're gonna have to be careful, you know, when to trade. But this is how what you actually really like, just, you know, get on and see exactly what some of this stuff on. You need to be on like, you know, what you're used to your timing of being trading, be in there like, you know, a half an hour, 15 minutes before, and look through this calendar and figure out what stuff is, exactly figure out what it is, you know, how it's going to affect coming up if you're trading at that certain time, how these are going to affect your pairs that you trade, you know, in the market too. And another thing is too, what I have learned is, you know, the biggest question I get from people is, when is the different markets open? When's Australia open? When's Tokyo open? When's Europe, you know, when's the UK open? When's the US exactly open? Well, if you go up here next to calendar and hit market, and I'll bring this up here. It has this up, you know, it brings up pairs stuff, but you go down, it shows you exactly these two sessions are green, they're lit up, and they actually tell you what is in session and when they start. So they'll tell you. So this one, actually, if you hold it on the cursor, it ends in 5 hours and 26 minutes. So it tells you exactly when it ends. You know, so we got an overlap session right now between the Sydney and Tokyo session right now. So, you know, Tokyo goes on for another 7 hours and 26 minutes. So that's awesome. You know, so people are up, you know, trading late at nights. You know, you got the Aussie dollar and the Tokyo session going. So this is where I tell a lot of people to look, so they know exactly when to trade and when, you know, when the market, because this is the actually FOREX market. This ain't the stock market. This is actually the FOREX market. and the Forex market is different from stock market stuff. So that's where I come and look at stuff too. And yeah, that's basically how I do it in the morning, on looking at the news, and I have the TV on. I'll have that TV on when I trade too. I'll have it on mute and I just glance to see when, and I always have the factory Forex calendar pulled up on another tab, so I know when stuff's coming in to play into the market too. So see how it affects the market. So now I'll pass it back to Faith.
Awesome, Clayton. If you want to on-screen share, and I'll share. So this is really important, you guys. If you are able to have the news on, now I'm not saying get engulfed in political, but I'm saying it's awesome to see things happening real time on the ticker, because you're going to know if something's happening at the moment when you're trading, and to be careful. And Clayton has done an amazing job. Like, these are priceless tips. He's done an amazing job of knowing the news. It's extra information for you guys to learn about, and to really get in there and learn about the different stuff. Once you start learning it, then you'll know when it comes up again later. You know, okay, this is what this meant last time. This is all information that's extra, that's going to help you get those 80-90% win ratios. I'm going to show you guys, and a lot of you guys, if you don't know, this PDF is in the Elite Outlaws, it's an MIB Elite. And so this is the steps for success with Hourglass that myself and Clayton put together. We just actually updated it recently. And so number one, you just saw that he went over the Forex factory. Red folders, do not trade during those times, sometimes before and after, especially federal news. Sometimes it can affect, I've seen red folders affect the market for 2 days lately. Unemployment claim, any of that stuff, any production manufacturer stuff, any import export news. This is all super important that's going around the world, not just the United States. Gray folders, okay, always watch out for gray folders. Like he was talking about, those are bank holidays. You want to be careful of market movement. It might not be volatile enough. There might not be enough volume coming in from that one currency, and they all affect each other. You know, you guys, like he just said, did you guys know that the Swiss franc and the yen actually run parallel? Because that's any JPY pairs also are affected by this bank holiday. The orange folders, use caution, they may affect the markets. Just be very, very careful. As far as pulling up your broker is the next step before you get on to trade Hourglass. Now, most of us use for the demo pocket option. We do have to recommend Nadex. It is a regulated broker, but a lot of us use pocket option or some of the other rollover brokers. And then make sure your broker is set on the correct time when you trade. Now, if you guys want to trade fixed time, you're going to get the full minutes, you know, whatever minutes you select, 1 to 3 minutes usually, but up to 5, you know, usually a lot of people trade 5 minutes. You want to make sure that that clock is right every time you take a trade. That's another step that you want to make sure, because you want to get that full time. If you guys aren't trading fixed time, then you get whatever time is left on the chart. And the trade amount, no more than 3%. I don't know if you guys know this, but on pocket option, where you put your dollar amount, you can actually click and do a percentage. How cool is that? Okay, that's something I just found out new, like within the last month. I was very stoked. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to figure this out in the calculator. I can literally put the percentage, and I know for that trade what percentage I'm trading at. Now, we always say no more than 3% of the total account risked at a time. If you guys choose to do more than that, you're going to be cutting into profits. Now, you're not only losing a trade, you guys, you're losing the potential leverage for the next trade. So you're actually losing more than that actual money. So that's good to know. And losses are lessons, right? I'm going to have Clayton take it back over. He's going to go over the Hourglass scanner. He's going to go over the point system quickly with you guys. And he's going to locate these things that are on this chart. So if you guys don't have this PDF, go find it in your group, print it off, and have it next to you. When I first started trading, and you guys, when I was at my mom's house, she literally last summer laminated cards for me of the point system. And she came up and she was so proud. She's like, look at these point system cards. You guys do that. Have those different tools around you so you don't have to pull this up, right? It's right in front of you. Have it right in front of you and reference it. Go step by step by step until you know the process of how to take a trade on Hourglass. So with that being said, I'm going to pop it back over to Clayton. He's going to go over the Hourglass scanner and the point system.
All right. Yes. Yeah. So I'll reshare my screen again, and I'll pull up the Hourglass scanner, and we're going to go over that. And I'll go over, get really in depth with, of like going over the points, going over support and resistance, and just kind of going an overview, and just kind of like, like your basic scanner setups, and everything like that. So we're just going to keep it simple, and just, you can just take a trade. So basically like, when we're looking at the scanners, some people are like, this is kind of like for some new people, like, but this is foreign. I don't know what all this means. What does all these lines mean? Lines, what's everything mean? But when you really break it down, and you can really tell exactly what this stuff is. Like when I zoom in on this here, let me zoom in a little bit for you guys, and you pull this up a little bit, and then I can really break it down for everybody. So basically, it's like locating your support and resistance zone areas is what we're going to look at here. So it tells you, it already tells you the red is resistance to roof, and then a green line down here, support, is your floor. So it does it for you already. So it already has your support and resistance zone areas. And then, then you have like your EMA. EMA is, we actually have two EMAs on here. So the big green line here is actually 200 candles, last 200 moving candles average. And that's just basically telling you, and it's all color coded for you too, which makes it nice. So you can, it takes a lot of the guesswork out for you what the trend is. So down here, green, candles up above it, it's an uptrend. So we're in an uptrend. So you go back over to here a little bit, you can kind of see, it's a red through here. That tells you we're kind of on a downward trend a little bit, consolidation of the market. So, and then this black line in here really absolutely means actually a lot. This means a lot. This 20 moving average line in here. So this is 20 moving candles inside here of this. And this really does mean a lot, and we'll get more in depth to that in another one. But this just tells you, like a moving average line to the center of it. We're in an uptrend, so it tells you we're in a upward trend market. Is basically what it's telling you. It acts like in an uptrend market, acts as a support level too, as you can kind of see, it acts as a support. So that kind of, and it kind of helps you trade. The Bollinger Bands, if you can see this green line and this red line here, what those Bollinger Bands do, it helps keep the market like pulled together, so it doesn't get too like cattywamped all over. It just kind of helps compress the market together, keeps it together, moving, flowing. So because it goes through it and it'll come back to the end. So it always stays inside here. So you got like 90, I think 80%, 85% of your candles are actually inside the Bollinger Bands when you're trading. So and then basically like over here on the side, you have all your pairs, and all your pairs over here off to the side should, they'll be in alphabetical order off to the side, and you can go and pick any pair. You can even trade gold if you wanted to on here. That's pretty cool, and silver too. So, and then all the pairs are off to the side. Like this one here is odd chef. And it tells you, and it actually tells you what, we got a currency strength, that's what these numbers mean. Odd is actually, the first one in this pair, chef is the second one in the pair. So actually the odd is dominant right now in this pair because of the currency strength meter. It's telling you, yeah, we got more, it's stronger than the chef is right now. So it tells you, and it actually tells you like, it tells you, you're like, when new candles come out here, there'll be a new candle coming out in a minute. So it'll tell you actually, like, it'll tell you the entry, too. You can take your entries on that too. So, and then we have this meter here is the stochastic meter. So it's going to tell you is, we're going to get more into depth into this stuff. So the stochastic meter and the RSI down here, it tells you that's going to be like your volatility of the market, you know, of what the helps going to tell you what the trend is and what it's consolidating up or downtrend of the market is what that's going to basically help you tell you. What it's going to tell you is what it's going to do, pretty much. And then and then that's pretty much like the overview of of Hourglass, really. I mean, it's just pretty simple, basic of you know, taking trades. The point system is another thing. So a point system here, so it gives you call scores. Right now it's giving you a call score, and it tells you right here next to the pair actually come out green. And so we have a green arrow. So this is going to be for a call, and we actually got a 6-point trade right now actually going on right now. It's calling out, you know, so we actually got 1 point because we have an up arrow. We got our odd is actually stronger than the chef. That's actually 2 points right there. So we're at a support line. That's 3 points. This cross up, that's 4. And 4. And we'll have and then we'll have actually there we go. There's the 5th one. I knew it, and it looked like there was too many points there, but that's basically how you count the points. So we're looking for a cross up here actually, and then we're going to look for another cross up, and it's, you know, right now we're not having another cross up. So we're actually, actually to me, this is actually a 4-point trade is all really it is. And it's actually going down because our currency is both the same. So it's actually, you know, to me, it's actually lower. It might be a 3-point trade to me right now. So, which, you know, I like to take trades, you know, for taking trades by the calls or by the scores, you know, I like 4 and above, to be honest with you. So that's basically, I mean, it's just, you know, we got up arrow, currency strength has got to be stronger. And then we got to have a cross up here, which everything kind of flattened back down and out. So to me, it's not a good trade, to be honest with you. Especially got a big shift in the market right now. So, but I mean, basically this is just a clean, basic overview of the Hourglass. And I know a lot of it's like, you know, of looking for like uptrends in the market. What does consolidation of the market look like? Go back here a little bit. This is like you know, we got downtrends of a market. We got the EMA up here. It tells you exactly what it is. So that's what's nice about it. It's going to tell you a lot of things is what it's actually doing. So,
and you guys can see in this chart specifically that it shifted mid call. And so you guys will see it busted through that bottom Bollinger Band. Do not trade when this happens. Even if it's a call score of 5, you guys saw it break through. It's supposedly on an uptrend. You guys will see, right? Your EMA, you'll see your Bollinger Bands are starting to get squished, but you guys will see that it broke through that Bollinger Band. It's now on a downtrend. Okay. So you want to wait it out. And that's a big thing with patience is the last thing you want to look at is the arrow and the call score. Those are the last indicators you want to confirm for the points, is that up arrow and the score. You want to take the analysis of all the information and tools you guys are given. Another tip too, for the currency strength, for those of you guys that are new. So when you take a call, you want that top currency stronger than the bottom. And for a put, it's opposite. You want that bottom score higher than the top. Now, for me personally, I like to see a good 20-point spread because that's showing volatility. Right now, it's kind of small. It's only about 10. It's kind of iffy, right? And so this right here, this market, I would not trade this right now. I would wait. You might have to wait 15 minutes. You might have to wait 30 minutes. You might say, okay, I'm going to come back to this thing. But that was actually a really good example of the market shifting right in front of us and what to see on the chart. But yeah, once it breaks those Bollinger Bands, guys, stay away. Unless you want your account to dwindle down. So I'm going to stop the recording now. This completes day one of our Outlaws HFX Bootcamp. And I'm going to turn off the recording.